Here today. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Arshia Hasnan, and I run a domestic violence shelter in Rogers Park. Today, Ray Yawer, or Ray Yawer. I call her Race, but she said that she goes by Ray now for her campaign, so that's going to be wonderful.
Rainbow Ray.
Rainbow Ray. Ray asked me to come here and introduce all the speakers today. Good friend time. And all of us are here for one reason, to get her elected into office. She's running for State Senate, District 22. She'll talk to all of you about. And please be generous with your checkbooks. Please be generous with your donations. She has a lot of money to raise, but we've got a plan. All of you here are committed to at least, how much? She's not giving a number, but at least $250. A lot of you can open your checkbooks for a lot more, but if each one of us goes out and reaches to 20 of our friends who will also write another $250 checks and continue that exponential growth, we can get to, the big number is $200,000. So she needs 1,000 committed people who can do this. So at least today we can promise ourselves and promise Ray, the ray of sunshine, that we will do that for her. All right? Inshallah, inshallah. I'd also like to, before we begin, to thank our great Khalil Nawab. Where is Khalil?
Yeah,
Right here. So if you can stand up, please. Thank you. We also have Lake Owaisi.
Lake Kappa.
Thank you so much. And Dr. Khurshid Gir. Thank you. Thank you so much for your
friend.
Yeah. But this is what each one of us is going to reach out to our best friends, and we're going to make you win. We're going to make you win. And also would like to introduce her campaign committee, the members who are here. Arib Akbar. Arib's there, back there. We have Fatma Zaidi. She's right here. Stand up. Where's Shazia?
Right here.
Back here, Shazia. Is Sarah Kazmi here?
She couldn't make it.
She couldn't make it? Okay. What about Steph Rodriguez?
Steph Rodriguez.
Steph is right here. And do we have Aruj?
She's stuck
Aruj
in
is stuck in
traffic.
traffic. So Aruj Yawer is also coming.
Yep.
All right, so I would like to introduce our first speaker, who is Azam Nizamuddin. He's an attorney practicing mainly in the area of business litigation and family law. In addition, he's also adjunct professor at the Department of Theology at Loyola University in Chicago, a community activist and an advocate for immigrant rights for the longest time that I have known. So please welcome.
Congratulate all of you, and in particularly Reem Habi, or Abba I should say, for the decision to run for public office. I think that, running for is something that seems to be becoming more and more prevalent in our community. Okay. However, I think that anybody who decides to run for public office, the word that comes to my mind is courage. It takes tremendous courage to be able to go out, put your name out there, and challenge the status quo. And as we know, her challenge is that she's running up against an incumbent, and to take that on, the mere and courage it takes to do that, that itself to me is a major achievement. And I think at this particular time, the time we're living in, the environment, the political environment we're living in, to have her sort of raise the vanguard for us, I think is a really big deal. And I think that basis alone, we should congratulate her for that. So let's give her a big round of applause. Those of us who grew up in this country, had all our education, we were sort of, few of us would even think of doing this, and yet we have somebody who was not raised in this country, who came from overseas, was born, and they're challenging the status quo. I think that's a big deal. And I just think it represents not courage, but also something that's sort of important in management circles today, which is grit. Having grit, the ability to persevere in the face of challenges. So I think that's important. The second thing that she has, which I really admire and why I'm supporting her, is the fact that she's very passionate about this. And I know that you serve on the Streamwood Park District, and she's in her 3rd year. She did such a good job that she's now the vice president of that board. And you know, that means a big deal. A Muslim woman coming in and becoming not just a member, but having a leadership position. And it goes to her passion, her grit, and she also serves as a board member of the Illinois Muslim Civic Coalition, which means that she is a representative of our community as well. So for all these reasons and the reasons that I think are important for her, I think this is a great opportunity for us to come together and rally around Grace Yawer and hope that we can contribute our time, our monies of course, such that she can hopefully win. Remember, her first challenge is not November, it's March. So there's not much time. So in terms of writing checks, this is the time to do it right now. In terms of support, this is the time to do it now. So petitions will come out on September 3rd, and we want to collect as many petitions as possible, and ultimately they're going to be turned in December. So let's sort of rally around her, contact your friends and colleagues, and let's hope that our next state senator will be Grace Yawer. Thank you so much.
Can you guys hear me? I mean,
Yeah.
that's right here too? That's okay. So the second speaker that we have is this young lady right here. I've known Fatma since she was a baby. And Fatma right now is at University studying communications and broadcasting journalism. She's been involved as an editor and staff writer at her school newspapers and also does public speaking events and is a guest speaker at the White House. So please, everybody.
I think you do better with the mic, because there are people all the way there, so I want everyone to listen to your speech. Just stay away from there. Like if you want to go to the, like where she is, maybe that's better. Over there.
Yeah, that's fine.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope you can hear me. Good afternoon. For those who don't know me, my name is Fatma Zedi and I am of the Friends of Ray Yawer campaign. And first off, on behalf of our hardworking and determined campaign team, I would like to for joining us and sending our support to Ray, and in joining us, more importantly, to make history as we work diligently to empower the world with female, a prevalent issue, and it is an issue that needs to be instilled in our societies and in our communities now. Today, as a young woman, I am standing tall, and today I am standing proud, with honor, with pride, that I have been blessed to assist one of the most empowering candidates I have ever met. And one of the most empowering women of our community. The issues that Ray is fighting to instill changes for in our state and in our society is something that is often overlooked by individuals. And I feel motivated to support a woman who cares about my future, who cares about my education, and who cares about my like yours. As a woman, as Arshanti so lovingly put, I am someone who is studying broadcast journalism and communications. It's a very challenging field and it's a very competitive field. And as a Muslim woman who is trying to leave an everlasting mark in this world for future generations to come, I stand with Ray Yawer, and I will fight alongside her because not only is she my ray of sunshine on a cloudy day, but she is also my ray of hope, and she is also your ray of hope. She is hope for myself. She is your hope. She is the hope for Illinois. She is the hope for America. And ultimately, she is the hope for the American people. I would like you all. I would like you all to unite with us, to support us, whether it be through donations or taking upon an active role in our campaign. And let's let the world know today just how strong the voices of justice can be, so that when our change is instilled in our generations today, it has a powerful and legendary rippling effect in future generations. So with that, thank you all for joining us today, and thank you all for sending your utmost support to Ray, who has been an avid member of our community and our society for over 17 years with diligent hard work. She is not only an example for women of all ages, young and old, but she is also an example for the American people with the paradigm that she has shown through her work ethic and with the empowerment she has shown the world and internationally and nationally with her hard-working efforts and with her initiatives. So please welcome our Ray Yawer.
Thank you, Fatima. You know, everybody who's praising me and being so very kind, they're actually raising the bar. 52 hours a day at least to make sure that I do justice to, you know, all the hopes that you have and all the belief that you have in me. Thank you so much. And Fatima is such a brilliant girl. She, as I said, at the White House, she's studying journalism, and I really don't have words large enough to praise her. Give her a round of applause, please. Arshia, who's been my wonderful MC at my candidacy announcement also. As you know, she does selfless work for Susie's Place. Give her a round of applause too. And then going to Azam Nizamuddin, I've known his family, his wife and his in-laws and his family too, Yasmin, for years and years and years. And he's a brilliant attorney, and I'm hoping that one day he's going to be the governor of Illinois. I am praying for that. He deserves to be that next, you know. And like he said, yes, I have a lot of courage. I am really fearless. You know, people have warned me when I first said I was going to run for this. Some of the objections were 3.5 hours to Springfield, and someone else said, oh my God, even if somebody gave this job to me for free, I wouldn't take it. That kind of discouragement. And then there was other people who told me, oh yeah, you know what, you're a woman, and you're an immigrant woman of color. Your chances are not that good. But I'm going to say God, because my mother always said that I have to be positive. We were not allowed to say anything negative in our house because angels always say amen to whatever you say. So I'm going to be the next senator. But it can happen only with all your support. It can happen with, you know, everybody volunteering, everybody just telling everybody else they know. Get my name out there. Let the whole world know that Ray Yawer is running for State Senate District 22. And I also want to add that this is really not about me. This election is not about me. It's about everyone else. It's I'm not opposing anyone in particular. I want us to stand up and be represented. I want all of us to stand up for justice, fight for equality, fight for diversity. Why are we going to just sit in our homes and complain and never to vote? How do we expect things to change? In fact, for the last 3 years, I've been running big campaigns for GOTV. And I've told people that we as elected officials or running for candidates, we are the ones doing the hard work, and our team is doing the hard work, and we are also subjecting ourselves to public scrutiny, and we all know how harsh public scrutiny can be. All we are asking people to do is go out and vote, and even that, there was a pathetic 0.4% of our population that went to vote in this April. I mean, the last 2 days I was on my phone calling people saying, please go out and vote, and they still forgot, or they were just too busy, or whatever. So first, we need to make sure that our entire community is registered voters. We have to stand up and be counted. and then they go out to vote. So that being said, I do want to add that I'm not an extraordinary person. I'm really not an extraordinary person. But the people who believe in me and the people who share my vision all convinced that I'm capable of bringing extraordinary change. And my vision is simple. It's of equality. Single person should be treated equally, regardless of their race, the color of their skin, their gender, or their national origin. That's one of them. And the other one is, I do want, people to be united. I fought for that my entire life. Growing up in India, my best friends were Christians and Sikhs and Hindus and Muslims, and even in Muslims we have, division. But I never thought of that. And now, coming to the United States, people ask me, why are you friends with so-and-so when that person is against Muslims? And I go, no, she's not. She's my dear friend, and I love her. So I do want equality, one day to see peace, and whether we are diverse because we come from different countries or the color of our skin or whatever, we still are united, as humanity. We are united in that. And then the third thing is, I want all of this to be the norm, not to be the exception. Like if I stand up, or when Azam goes to be the governor, they should say that's the norm. Why are they even questioning that, the color of our skin is different from theirs, or we don't look like them, or I don't have blue eyes and blonde hair, so that should all be there. That should be the norm. It shouldn't come out in the newspapers that the first South Asian woman is running for state senate. And then the other people who discouraged me, when they said, why are you running for state senate? And they would suggest a lower position that I should go for. Why don't I run for municipality? Why don't I go for something else where I'll be sitting in a corner and nobody will look at me? But what they were really thinking, these men in power, is how dare you have the audacity to dream big? How dare you have the audacity to have lofty ambitions? And what I say is, this has to stop. This prejudiced way of thinking has to stop, because I am going to fight for every marginalized person to dream big and be successful. That's what I'm going to fight for. As your state senator, I'm going to use my experience at the commission, as a commissioner, board commissioner. I'm going to use that experience and my experience in the mortgage business, which I've studied finance and I've studied business law. So I'm going to use that to make sure that there is not unnecessary spending. People say there are billions of dollars that are being wasted. So I'll make sure that they go to the right people, they go for the right programs, so that everyone in the community, everyone in the district, everyone in Illinois benefits from it. So I am going to be serving every single person in Illinois, even though I'm happy to represent my community, but I will be working hard to make sure that every single person in Illinois is treated fairly. Everyone has equal opportunity for everything. I've been going around for the last 8 months, door to door and also to events, and asking people what matters most to them. And the top two were mental health awareness, because we don't want people to be treated as lesser human beings. And the other one was student loan forgiveness. There are people in Illinois who have to make the decision of paying their student loans, or buying medicine for themselves, or paying the deductible for their insurance, than put food on the table. For a wealthy country like the United States, no one should have to make that difference. No one should have to make that choice. They should have the opportunity. There are a lot more things, that we can talk about, but I really don't want to go on and bore you. But as I said, I'm advocating equality, justice, inclusion, diversity, and fair representation. And I am requesting all of you to please support me. Be generous, and I was reluctant to put a number on what you can give, whatever you feel comfortable with. There are people who've given me $2,500. There are people who've given me somewhere between 1,000 and 500. But whatever you're comfortable with, because you know when I submit my reports, quarterly reports, they also look at the number of people who've donated. So at the end of the day, I've always been told that even if I had $1 million to spare, I should not be buying the votes. I should show that there were 2,000 people who were investing in my campaign and who were supporting me. So please join me in this historic race. We are making history, but I cannot do this by myself. I want all of you to be with me till we go to Springfield, till we go to the Illinois Senate. Thank you very much.
Well, you can sense the energy.
Oh, one last thing, I'm sorry. I was going to start with it. I want to thank each and every one of you who's here, and I want to thank the gracious hosts, Laik Appa, Khalil Bhai, and my best friend, Dr. Khurshid Gir. But I also want to thank some others who are here. Dr. Barakat is here. He's the founder of the Mahayat magazine, and Tasneem is here. She's the PR. And I want to thank Hina Musabji, who's a phenomenal attorney. She's a brilliant lady. I'm so glad she's supporting me and she's on my team. And my niece, Shireen Zaidi, who came here from New York to support me. I've thanked Fatima already. And the newest member of our team, she's bilingual. She's going to come in very handy. When we go door to door knocking, is Steph Rodriguez. And I cannot say enough about my project manager, Shazia. She's so efficient and she's so good. And Arif Akbari gives me political advice, and he's really good. But I really want to take the names of everyone who's sitting here. They've been so encouraging. Each and every person who's here, they've encouraged me, especially on moments where, people told me, how can you drive that far? In fact, I'm sorry to just go into it a little bit. One of my commissioners told me, and that was a compliment, he said, you are too fine a human being to go into dirty politics. But I said, you know what, somebody has to do it. Somebody has to represent them. Somebody has to stand up and say, let's go fight them. Let's go fight City Hall. Let's go fight the organization. Yeah. Let's go fight the machine, okay? Are you all with me? Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ray. All right, so she has definitely raised the bar for the energy for the last 8 months. That takes time, that takes commitment. We can go out and vote for her, and we can open up our checkbooks and write a big check for her. All right? So please, I have everyone? Yes. Louder?
Yes. Yes.
Louder?
Yes.
Yes. All right, perfect. All right. Our final speaker for this afternoon is Hina Musabji. She's Chicago and the director and co-founder of PBN, Pro Bono Network, which provides free legal assistance to those in dire need. A good friend, an advocate, a community leader. Please welcome Hina Musabji.
I want you right by my side. Okay. She says she's not extraordinary. Says she's not extraordinary, right? But you can tell she is, right? You just heard her speak. She's a woman of strength. She's a woman of courage. We're at a time is not favoring these things she's talking about, right? Justice, equality, right? Really speaking up for those who don't have a voice. These things are important. And she's taking that stand and she's running for office. And we're all here to support her. Yes. But we can support her in many different ways. We can't be her for many. I couldn't do what you're doing, right? You said such wonderful things about me, but I could not. None of us can't, let's be honest, right? We wish we could. We wish we could get up here and stand for these issues and go out and campaign and really be a voice for the people. And because we can't, we're not just gonna sit back, right? And we're not just gonna put things on Facebook, click with race. We are gonna vote. We are gonna tell people about the issues she's running for because they're important. And I deal with these constituents who have issues of mental health, who need health care, who need education loan forgiveness, right? These are real issues for real people. And because we can't do what she's doing, we can still have a voice with her, not only through our vote, our money. I cannot tell you how important it is for us to open our wallets. $250, that's great, that's a fantastic goal. That's great, because if all of us do that here today, that will get us about $100,000, right? And that's an amazing start to this campaign because we want to see her succeed. She's putting in this effort. She's overcome so many barriers, right? She's a woman. She's in the minority. We need people like her to stand up and show us this is what America looks like. So open up your wallets, be generous, vote for this extraordinary woman, even though she says she's not extraordinary, she most definitely is. Yay, Ray Yawer!